Hello, today I will be discussing recommendations that we have for our clients to better overall team morale and customer service experience. We'll be talking about two other companies that that have really good recommendations that we can also implement within our staff. I will talk about the implementations that we can use in order to use our recommendations and the benefits of those recommendations, which will be for both the employee as well as the customer. So one of the most important recommendations that we have is feedback, and having feedback for your employees is extremely important because sometimes your employees need to know if they're doing a good job. Sometimes they want to feel rewarded, or sometimes the team may not be doing a great job and they have room for improvement, and that's very much needed to know, and communication is extremely important. So having that feedback with your employees, managers, leaders, it's very important for them to know how they're doing. They're able to know if they need to change anything or if they're doing really well and they just need to keep going in the route that they're going. Incentives are also extremely important because people work because they need a paycheck, they need to, take care of their families, they need to take care of themselves, and people have bills, and that's understandable. But sometimes a paycheck isn't enough. Sometimes work is routine because people are used to doing it every day. They come in, they do what they need to do, they go home because that's what they're used to doing. But an incentive is like an extra thank you token, an appreciation. You're showing appreciation for your employees. You're showing them that you're thankful, that you care about what they do, you care about them, you care about their life. And incentives are very important because it could make an employee's day or it can make your team's day, which can overall change your entire store, the experience within the store, and even the entire energy could shift, and it could turn from a negative experience to a positive experience. That's extremely important when it comes to your company, your organization, as well as your team, because people want to have good energy, people want to be happy, and people want to be rewarded. And employees definitely deserve to be rewarded because they do a really good job. And employees are very important to the organization because they generally make the money for the organization. They help with the profit, the revenue, and they allow stores to stay open. So without your employees, you really couldn't do as much as you're able to do because you have that help, and they're there, and they should be rewarded for their hard work. Another thing that we find important is hands-on training, especially experimenting with different situations. And hands-on training is very important because sometimes situations occur in which someone may not know how to react or how to act in a specific situation just because they haven't been in that situation before. Most customers are extremely easygoing. They know what they want. Most people have somewhere to be, so they're not worried about, causing situations or causing issues. And a lot of people are generally easy to get along with. But there's always that one customer sometimes that is not easy to get along with. They are not helpful at all. And sometimes an employee may not have been through a specific situation. So creating different scenarios and experimenting with different scenarios is very important because it allows your employees to see different parts of situations, and it allows them to engage with the leader in knowing what they can do if that situation was to arise. And if that situation arises, then the employee is able to know how to react, and therefore it helps both the employee and the customer that is engaging in that conflict, engaging in that communication or that situation or whatever it may be within the store. Another important thing that we found was strength-based personal values or skill assessments. Those are very important because when people take these assessments, they learn about themselves as employees, as leaders, but more so as people. And that's very important because if someone wants to be promoted or move up, they know what they're good at and what they're not so good at. They know their strengths and their weaknesses. And with that, they're able to work on their strengths and their weaknesses so they can be a good manager, a good leader, a good CEO. Or let's say someone's in college and is currently working at your organization, is currently working at Starbucks. They're able to take these assessments and learn about themselves, and maybe that could help them find their future career, their long-lasting career, and what they want to do for the rest of their lives. So it is extremely important that people have these assessments because you're able to learn about one another and you're able to help them with their future. And it's very rewarding for a manager, for a leader to be that influential light to their employees in order to help them. So 2 companies that we found that have really good recommendations are Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out. And they are really good at promoting from within, which is very important because we've all been at a job where someone came in as a manager from a completely different company, didn't know anything about your company, didn't know the rules, the policies, didn't know anything about the staff, the team, the customers, didn't know anything. And they came in there trying to run your entire world, and it just doesn't work. When you promote from within, you're promoting someone from that same store, that same company. They know what that company stands for. They know about the team. They know about the customers. So they're able to make better decisions, be a better leader for their team, and enhance customer service. And that's very important. So promoting from within is extremely important, and it also rewards your employees. It shows them like, hey, we care, you're doing a great job, so we're going to promote you, instead of bringing someone from a completely different company or environment into your company and they know nothing about you or your company. And that can be extremely detrimental. And they also have a raise program where even if the employees don't want to be promoted, they might be in college, or they might be in high school, or they're just doing this while, they're waiting for something else in life. They do have a raise program where quarterly they look at their employees and try to see how they can help them with their raises. And that's very important because it shows your employees that you care. It shows that you're trying to reward them. It shows them that you want to help them, that you care about their lives. You know that money is important and economy is really, really tight nowadays. So it just gives them that, that possibility to do better in that company, to make more money, and to be able to take care of themselves and their families, because generally that's what people are doing at the end of the day. So those are extremely important, and those are 2 things that we definitely could look at to incorporate within our organization, because it will definitely boost team morale, and it will engage the company to employee relationship, and it will definitely engage it in a positive manner, and that's what we want to do at the end of the day. So we have implemented monthly brief meetings. These meetings will be very brief, just to talk about what's going on in the store, what's going on with the customers, with the employees, and just to get feedback from employees. Sometimes it's important for managers and leaders to listen to the employees because they're doing this work every day, so they know what's going on. So sometimes it's just very important to just listen to them and just get insight from them on what they think is happening, what is good, what's not working so well, and get that help from your employees, because your employees are generally the most important thing in your store. So these meetings are extremely brief. They'll also talk about team incentives. That can be anything from winning a free beverage or free snack, a free coffee mug, up to paid time off, and having employee gatherings and team meetings and time away from work where you guys can hang out and just have a fun time, be away from work, be away from the stress, and get to know each other on a personal level, because when people get along personally, they can get along in a business relationship. So when you get to know each other on a personal level, it's a lot more helpful. It's better for the employees, it's better for the leaders, and people are able to engage with one another and work together in a positive manner. So team gatherings will be extremely important, and quarterly performance reviews. These will be a lot longer than the team meetings, which will be brief. These will just review the employee and see how they're doing, and see, if they can get a raise and how much they deserve at the time. And that will be quarterly, so the company should be looking at that as much as possible to help their employees in the end. And we've also tried to implement strength-based and skills assessments, so the employees know their strengths and weaknesses, what they're doing well, what they could work on, and also skills, what they may be really good at. They may be really artistic, and they may end up finding a career in art, and that should help them. That should help them with that assessment. So the employees are able to know what they're, doing really well at, and they can work hard to get to where they need to be and where they want to be, because generally at the end of the day, people want to be happy and doing what they love. So they should have that ability to have that assessment and be able to do what they love. So our summary. We want to improve our employee to company relationship, which is extremely important. The company does not want to disengage themselves from the employees or cause any situation where they are not there for the employees. The employees are generally there to help, and situations may happen, but most of the time the employees really do care, and they should be rewarded, and the company should be there to reward them and to help them, and their organization should do anything that they can do to keep their employees, whether it is raises, implementing any sort of incentives, or promoting from within, which is something that is so crucial and so important. So we want to improve team morale. We want our team to get along. We want our team to be happy. We want to do these gatherings because we want everyone to know each other on a personal level, understand one another, even on a spiritual level, and they're able to work together, work hard, do what they need to do, and have fun, because you can have a team that does an amazing job, but everyone's miserable, and the customers will see it. And at the end of the day, you're going to have employees that are quitting because no one's happy. So you want to keep people happy, and you want people to generally be happy, because who wants to see people be upset every single day? That's very negative. It's not a positive environment, and it's not helpful for employees. It's not helpful for customers, and it's definitely not helpful for the organization by any means. Another thing is the relationships with the customers. Employees are on the front line of an organization, so they have the biggest relationship with the customers. A happy team means happy customers. People can usually understand a vibe or an energy when they walk into a place, and a customer can definitely see if something's wrong. You don't want a customer to walk into your store and be like, this is the most negative environment that I have ever been in. It is extremely detrimental to your company. It could make you lose a lot of money and go bankrupt, or even close your stores. Relationships are so important. Humans are built and based on relationships. We have to have some sort of relationship with other human beings. We are not meant to be alone. We are not meant to be miserable. We are not meant to be unhappy. Employee to customer relationships are very, very important. Positive energy is very important in your store. You want a good aura, you want happiness in your store, and you want to improve that relationship with the customer and the employee. So keeping your employees happy is very important, and you want those employees to keep the customers happy. The employees can be happy, and then the customers could not be happy because they're doing a terrible job with production, or they're not listening to the customer. So it's also very important that the employee does their part. They need to be listening to the customer. They need to be caring about what the customer thinks. They need to, do everything they can to make the customer happy. There are situations in which the customer is not always right, but doing what they can to help that customer feel welcome, feel at home, feel thankful, and be appreciated for their service and for their business, because at the end of the day, our customers are what make us the money. Our employees are definitely on the front line and absolutely helpful in that situation, but the customers are the reason why businesses are intact. Consumers are the number one reason why businesses are flourishing in the United States, as in every other place of the world. So you want to make sure you keep that customer happy. And the last thing is customer service. You want to have good customer service skills, communication skills, and leadership skills. Customers need to walk in and have the greatest experience so they can go to their friends and tell them about how great your store is. Word of mouth is the best advertisement that could ever have come into this world. Customers will go tell their friends and everyone else, and business will be booming for you. So you want to have amazing customer service skills. You want to have good leadership skills, because if you have a terrible leader, you'll have a terrible team. A team is only as strong as the weakest link. If your leader is horrific, your team is going to be horrific, because that leader is not doing a good job. So the leader needs to do everything that they can do to motivate their team, lead their team influentially, be a great influential person, love their team, and care generally and genuinely care for their team, and be there for their team, and absolutely be the best leader that they can be. And communication skills are so important because you want to be able to communicate with your clients, with your customers, and with your employees. And if you have bad communication skills, you will not have a great team by any means. So improving your communication skills, working with one another, and having great customer service skills, and by using all of our recommendations, all of our implementations, and understanding the benefits that all of these come with, you will make an amazing decision to have a great team, to have great customers, and have an overall amazing store with an amazing experience. Thank you.